after Rosberg took Mercedes' first win of the season last time out at Spain, Mercedes were confident they could take their second victory here at Monaco, as their downforce heavy setup should suit the Monaco street circuit, and are hopeful that they can achieve a 1-2 in the race. Josh Taylor was once again finding the limits of the track early, but this time he took it to the other extreme, turning in too early, spinning in the wall, and just about avoiding contact with one of the BMWs and one of the Red Bulls, and in fact one of the managers as well. Williams are hopeful they can put behind their bad luck of street circuits and come away with a minimum of a podium finish in the race. McLaren also hoping for a good showing, as the slow nature of the Monaco circuit would mean that their power deficit would be less obvious here at this race. Taking a look at the qualifying grid for the Monaco Grand Prix, we have Valtteri Bottas taking pole position, with Sebastian Vettel in second, 3 tenths behind. Lewis Hamilton lines up in third. Sebastian Buemi lines up the lead Williams in fourth. Nico Rosberg starts all the way down in fifth, with Grosjean very impressive qualifying to line up sixth, with John Verne 7th and Jenson Button down in 8th. Sergio Perez, for the first time in a long time, will not be starting from 8th, ends up 9th, with Josh Chira rounding off the top 10, with Fernando Alonso taking McLaren's best qualifying of the season 11th, with Max Verstappen in 12th. Felipe Massa also an impressive showing in 13th, with Daniel Ricciardo all the way down in 14th position, Kvyat 15th and Marcus Ericsson in 16th. 17th would be Adrian Sutil, and it'd be Nico Hulkenberg's worst qualifying of the season in 18th, with Alex Rossi in 19th and Will Stevens completing the grid.
You and Grosjean have a chance to get some points today, so let's have a clean race today.
Nice start, away we go. Thankfully we get a good start. Managed to move to the inside of Fernando Alonso. Now try and look at the inside of Sergio Perez to take one. Oh yes we are, going up the inside now. Going 3 wide with Sergio Perez and Jenson Button. There's contact! There's contact! Perez into the wall along with Button and everyone's had to stop behind. Thankfully they've all got going without damage, so it looks. Yeah, Perez has still got his front wing, looks like Button still has all of his front wing as well. Now coming under pressure from Felipe Massa and McLaren, and Button runs wide. Has Button got damage? Button must have some kind of damage. Button's going to drive all the way down to the back of the field now. Actually they've got too much man. They're managed, well, they're into the wall. And thankfully it's only light contact. Now Button's been demoted down to the rear of the grid. And yeah, you can definitely see there, it's got some floor damage, got some rear diffuser damage. That's going to be a long race for the 2009 World Champion. Now coming further into lap, Massa continuing to earn. Massa hits the wall, pretty much doing what we did in practice now. Lost half his front wing, definitely going to pit for repairs now. Massa hits the wall, and he's been spun! What is possible? He's been spun 3 times! A massive pile of cars behind now. Alonso gets through, the Toro Rosso's managed to get through. Now one of McLaren's facing the wrong way, Force India just about gets going. And now look at Button's actually managed to catch up and get involved in this now. One of the Red Bulls gets going, the Force India gets going. There's more contact between the Sauber and Massa. And Massa shoves one of the Saubers into the wall. I think that Sauber may have... Has the Sauber got damage now? I'm actually going to take evasive action now. Sauber definitely has damage. Now have to pit for repairs. Getting out of the way of their teammate, thankfully. And looks like I think Massa's got a puncture now. There's a bit of a queue of car now, and one of the Manners make contact with Massa, and they've been spun by the Manor. Now Button just about gets around them, and now Massa, after a brilliant qualifying and starting 13th, have been demoted down to the back of the grid. Now coming on to lap 3, me somehow managed to survive all this. Now chasing down Verne for P7, Alonso in P8. I need to hold on to this. I'm pretty sure that's McLaren's best finish. Will be McLaren's best finish of the season. Now we've got to try and chase down John-Eric Verne in a Red Bull for 7th place. And hopefully get up the road, try and catch our teammate, because Grosjean managed 6th in qualifying, so McLaren, the Lotuses definitely have the pace this weekend. You can see you're definitely closing up on the back now of John-Eric Verne, just building up our confidence now for the first few laps. Of course, just keep everything clean, definitely going to be guaranteed points out of this race. This definitely looks like it's going to be a race of attrition. Now coming out of the corners, Verne just managed to pull away slightly, but sector's coming up now. Sector 3 has well been strong all race long, all weekend long. And they've got to try and utilise this to our advantage and try and find a way past the Red Bull of John-Eric Verne. Now coming round the swimming pool section, going up the few final corners now, managed to get alongside John-Eric Verne. Now going to go side by side into the final few corners. Verne actually makes a bit of contact with the wall, thankfully to get away without any damage. Now coming around the final corner, try and hold it around the outside of John-Eric Verne. And we do that, I move up into what I think is 7th position. Yes, P7. Now we're going to try and chase down our teammate Romain Grosjean. Try and take 6th position. Of course, Grosjean scoring first points last season is going to be on a high this season. Of course, he's not one to let us past. Try and score some more good points for Lotus. Of course, 6th and 7th will be Lotus's best finish for a long time in Formula 1. Now coming on to lap 7, pulled away from Verne.
One of the Ferraris have spun on the left, keep to the curb.
Just about managed to avoid the Ferrari Sebastian Vettel. How's Vettel spun there? I'll take a look at replay of that. We're slowly catching up to Romain Grosjean now, taking a look at replay. Is that Felipe Massa? So he's going up to lap Felipe Massa. He just turns in too early and does what we did in practice. And then gets slammed by his teammate Lewis Hamilton. There's one of the Williams, one of the Mercedes. There's yellow flags are out, obviously. And there goes Grosjean and myself. And then Vettel just about gets going again in front of John-Eric Verne. So Vettel's now been dropped down all the way down to 7th. Now coming on to lap 9. It took us this long to catch up now, but we're finally on the back of our teammate Romain Grosjean. Now we're going to try and take what is currently now 5th position away from the Frenchman. And then hopefully in the not too distant future, it's coming up to lap 9. I think it's coming up to around our pit stop lap. Of course, I think we're going to do the opposite of whatever Grosjean does. If Grosjean comes in, we'll stay out. And if Grosjean stays out, then we'll pit in at the end of this lap, I think. Just gaining so much through the... is it a chicane, I guess it's classed as there? Now coming up through the swimming pool section. Lovely camera shot there. Now Grosjean looks up slightly under pressure from us. We're going side by side maybe, but Grosjean just gets to run out of the corner. There's a blue flag there, so blue flags thankfully aren't going to affect us, so we decide to make our pit stop there before we come up to lap what is probably the McLaren of Massa. It's like Vettel's going to follow us in as well. So we need a good stop here if we want to come out ahead of the Ferrari. It's like one of the Williams who made their pit stop as well, so I'm guessing that's Buemi. And we're making a one stop now onto a set of the soft tyres. Go to the end of the race. And now what we need is a good outlap. Try and get the undercut on the teammate Romain Grosjean and take what will be a net P5 position once everyone makes their pit stops. Yeah, it's definitely the Williams of Sebastian Vettel in front of us. And I've come out, actually looked to have got more of a gap now to Sebastian Vettel. So now coming on start of lap 10, end of lap 10, start of lap 11. Here's Romain Grosjean coming out of the pits. So have we managed to clear him? Actually no, we haven't. Grosjean's come out ahead of us, but now we're going to have the momentum coming up the hill. Also going to have our tyres now up to temperature. Now we're going to look to the inside of Romain Grosjean, coming up to the casino section and go too wide. Go now to the casino section, give Grosjean the room, give him the respect that we need to. Bit of wheel banging there between the teammates, getting the elbows out. Yeah, that's all fine. Now we're going to go side by side. Are we now coming up to Lowe's hairpin? I decided to back out here, give Grosjean a position, as there's no way I'm going to go too wide through here. And I definitely don't want to try it with a teammate, even if we could. There's a sliding position now back behind Romain Grosjean. I imagine Sebastian Vettel is not going to be very happy. Imagine Sebastian Vettel's face is going to be about as red, if not more red, than his Ferrari right now. As he's still behind me and Grosjean. And what could have been for Vettel, currently he would have been in P5, maybe even higher, possibly fighting for the win of this race. It wasn't for that contact with Felipe Massa earlier on. Now coming on to lap 12, we're gaining slightly on Romain Grosjean. Of course now we've got Sebastian Vettel all over our rear diffuser. Now gaining massively on the brakes there, Grosjean must be backing us up slightly at this point, so hopefully maybe I get a few team orders in, because Grosjean really does look to be the slower driver at this stage. So he's really backing me now into Sebastian Vettel. But I think we have to make this move, we have to make it on track ourselves. Now we get to get alongside Romain Grosjean, look to make the same move that we did back on John-Eric Verne race. Grosjean hits the wall, but thankfully gets away without any damage. Still got all four wheels on his car pointing in the right direction, but Grosjean forces us out on the final corner, makes a bit of contact there as he brake checks us. Make a bit of contact with Sebastian Vettel. Still getting very physical here now behind with me, Grosjean and Vettel. Now to look at Vettel's come inside. We've had the momentum around the outside line. Talking momentum, we got a great run on Romain Grosjean. Now coming with the hook and look to the inside once again, like we did earlier when Grosjean came out of the pits. Now we're going to go too wide once again. Grosjean hits the wall. And that was into us. We made contact and we spun. It's running to the wall. We lost our front wing. Grosjean's lost his as well. But now we're still facing the wrong way. How are we going to turn around at this point in the track? Because we've got the two Toro Rossos coming past us now, one of the Red Bulls as well. As the second Toro Rosso just about managed to avoid us, we managed to get facing in the right direction after doing I think a 3 or 4 point turn. But now I'm going to pit for a new front wing. This is all too reminiscent of Bahrain. And there's actually managed quite a few cars got stuck at the hairpin there. I think that's one of the Red Bulls and one of the Toro Rossos. But now coming up on the end of lap 13 now, bit of a queue here, and there's actually Grosjean got a puncture. It's crucial that we got in front of him if we have to salvage anything from this race. Of course, all the crashes that happened earlier on, there's still a chance that we might be able to get points from this race. Now coming back into pits now for our new front wing, and we're going to go going on to a set of the super soft tyres to take us to the end of this race. Hopefully try and salvage something from this race. What could have been a good points haul for Lotus? Hopefully it can still be a decent points haul for me, because it's definitely not going to be for Grosjean. See then now Grosjean coming in for a new front wing. And this super soft tyres taking to the end of the race as well. Well, I definitely don't see Grosjean manage to get any points from this race. Now cutting on to lap 18, we're currently in 16th place, chasing down the Sauber of Adrian Sutil. See a few dots on the minimap. I think that will take us into the points positions. Now taking a look at a replay of Felipe Massa, who just had a race to forget. We're actually trying to let past the one of the Ferraris, actually slams into the wall. It gets nudged into the wall by one of the Ferraris. Now Massa's lost his front wing, and Rosberg actually gets through into what is currently second place. So now Massa trying to let Hamilton pass, slams into the wall once again. And now the Williams of Buemi gets past, and now I think that's our teammate Grosjean coming up to overtake Massa for position, and then just hits Massa. So at least it's not only me that Grosjean wants to take out in this race, and now he's trying to take out Massa, so at least it's not just me that he's trying to take out at least. Now he just managed to get inside now of Felipe Massa. Now coming further on into the lap, Massa now has a puncture, and he's slammed into by one of the Red Bulls. Now he's just getting shoved along the wall by the Red Bull. Now managed to get past, and now Massa is in a very, very dangerous position. Now there comes his teammate Fernando Alonso. And there goes one of the Toro Rossos, the other Red Bull. Now Massa, I think he's just stuck there, wasting time. Bottas hits the wall. Bottas has hit the wall from the lead of the race. Bottas has lost his front wing. Flags waving everywhere. Green flags, yellow flags. I don't think the marshals know what flags to wave at this point. And now here comes Rosberg. Rosberg T-bones Massa. Now I think Rosberg must have damage from that. Now Rosberg's got a puncture. Now here comes one of the Ferraris. Ferrari's lost his front wing. And now how's Buemi got through that unscathed? And now, because surely Bottas is in the pits. So does this mean that Buemi's going to take the lead of the race? Yeah, Bottas is in the pits. Buemi's going to take the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix. With only 2 laps left to go, maybe even 1 lap left to go, so now all Bottas needs to do now is... Now Buemi needs to keep a clean final lap, and surely he's set for the win of this race. Now going on to us, we're still in P16. Now still behind the Sauber of Adrian Sutil. Trying not to make a move on him. Of course then we've got the damaged Williams of Button up in front. And there should be a contact there with Sutil. Try and hold it around the outside. Now we should show the nose. Now try and keep it around the outside now of Adrian Sutil, like I did back on Johnny Event earlier in the race. DRS open, now it's going to be a drag race down into turn 1 between me and the Sauber. Of course the Sauber's going to have it in a straight line. I'm going to brake early, get a beautiful cutback right across the rear diffuser of Adrian Sutil, move up into 15th position. But now you try and chase down the Williams of Button and the other 2 cars in front, so then that should take us into the points. Now coming further on into lap 19, we've caught right onto the back now of Jenson Button. Just Jenson Button on the soft tyres, so it should be pretty easy to try and overtake. Of course, if the opportunity prevents itself. Now Button with a 4-tyre lock-up there. Now we try and sweep to the inside now of Jenson Button. Of course, Button lacking downforce on the rear with the damage to his Williams. And we're trying to look around the outside now. We're going to get it. 2 overtakes around the outside in 2 laps. And now we've got Adrian Sutil getting a great run on Button. Go on, Sutil. Trying to hold it around the outside into turn 1. Sutil got the outside line. You have the momentum up the hill. Now it's going to go side by side with Button. Because Button doesn't have the extra straight line speed, but Sutil you think would have the extra downforce, given the lack, given the damage on the back of Button's Williams. And I'm going to go side by side, see if they can hold it through there too wide. So I don't know why Grosjean couldn't with me. They're going to go too wide into the hairpin, are they? This is going to be brave stuff. Now Sutil is going to hold it around the inside. This Button going to try to keep the nose in. Makes a bit of contact with the wall. Loses momentum. Now Sutil moves up into 15th position. But now Sebastian Buemi is going to round the final corner to take his 2nd win of the season and win at Monaco for Williams. Definitely ending their bad luck streak on street circuits. Now coming back onto us, we're trying to dive it up the inside now. Sergio Perez to try and take 12th position. Going around the outside, but we actually got a penalty earlier on. So we need to clear Perez to try and clear 3 seconds to him earlier on. Trying to find a bit of the lap. And if this race hasn't been crazy enough, this is a McLaren. This is Fernando Alonso fighting for a podium against Lewis Hamilton. Go to the line. Alonso's going to get it. Fernando Alonso scored 3rd place on the podium for McLaren Honda. Now coming to us, it's going to be P12, but actually it's going to be P13 with our penalty.
A meeting is needed before you talk to the media.
Taking a look at the race results, and Sebastian Buemi take the win, 12.5 seconds ahead of Valtteri Bottas in second, and Fernando Alonso from McLaren Honda takes third position and the first podium for McLaren under their new partnership with Honda. Lewis Hamilton comes home in fourth, just behind Fernando Alonso, with Jean-Eric Vergne surviving to finish in fifth position, with Daniel Kvyat in sixth, Daniel Ricciardo in seventh, and Max Verstappen in 8th. Nico Rosberg drops all the way down to 9th, with Nico Hülkenberg in 10th, Sebastian Vettel finishing down in 11th. So what happened to Vettel after the earlier incident with Massa, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the points in the end. So Perez must have had a penalty as well at some point. We end up in 13th position, with Sutton in 14th, and Perez does finish in 15th. So Perez must have had some sort of penalty as well. Button finishing 16th, Stevens in 17th, Grosjean finishes down in 18th, with Rossi finishing 19th, and Massa finishing in last position. Moving on to the Drivers' Championship, and Lewis Hamilton retains the lead on 75 points, and is 7 points clear of Valtteri Bottas in second on 68 points, and Vettel is in third on 58, only a 1 point clear of Nico Rosberg, who's on 57. Sebastian Buemi now moves into is only 4 points behind Nico Rosberg on 53 points, with quite a significant gap now back to his teammate Jenson Button, who's in 6th. Jean-Eric Vergne is now equal with Button on points on 37, with Ricciardo 1 point behind on 36. We're now 9 points behind on 27, only 2 points clear now of Fernando Alonso on 25. Daniel Kvyat is in 11th on 24 points, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the top 12 on 18 points. Moving on to the constructors' standings, and Ferrari are still in the lead on 133 points, 18 points clear of Mercedes in second on 115 points, and Mercedes are now only 25 points clear of Williams in third, who are on 90 points. Red Bull are in fourth, falling ever further behind on 67 points, and Red Bull are now 27 points clear of Toro Rosso, who are in fifth, still enjoying one of their best seasons, if not their best season in Formula 1, on 40 points. Lotus are in 6th on 33 points, and now we're only 2 points clear of McLaren Honda in 7th on 31 points. Force India still languish down in 8th on 22 points. Sauber are in 9th on 19 points, and Manor unfortunately couldn't capitalise on the mayhem of that race to take any points, and they still remain pointless in this season. I imagine there's going to be quite a few meetings between the Lotus personnel about the incident in this race. So that's been the Monaco Grand Prix. If you enjoyed that complete cluster mayhem of a race, do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all next time.